Welcome back everyone to Old Plastic. Today I thought we would take a look at my R2D2 collection. R2D2 has probably been one of my absolute favorite figures from the original line, next to, of course, Luke Skywalker. But you can't really collect Luke Skywalker without collecting R2 in some form or fashion as well. Now, I haven't gone as absolutely crazy over my R2 collection as I have on my Luke Skywalker collection, but I tried to get all the main variants of him and releases of him. A person can just as easily go down a rabbit hole with R2D2 as you can with Luke Skywalker, with all the different label or sticker variations and all the different country of origin variations there are. I've been reading a really good PDF book from Robert Johnson. He has a PDF book on vintage Kenner Star Wars action figure variations of North America from 1977 to 1985, and a few bootlegs too. It's a really good PDF book. I don't believe it was very much money to purchase it, and then you can download the PDF to your computer. He has quite a bit of information in there on all these figures, and I was amazed how many different country of origin variations there are with each of the different R2D2s. Of course, the Droid Factory doesn't have one, a variation. But, you know, like the Solid Dome, man, there must be, 8 different country of origin variations to that. And the Sensor Scope has, 6 to 8 as well. And then you cross those with the different sticker variations and then the different dome color variations. I mean, you could end up with a huge collection of R2D2s if you wanted to. So on this first row on the turntable, I have the main variants of the Solid Dome R2D2, which was the first release. Starting on the right, I have what is typically called the Early Bird Solid Dome R2, and he is the Dark Dome. He has a much darker dome than the later carded variant of him. Now, you still could, on early cards, get the dark dome as well. Just like with the early bird Luke Skywalker, you could get a telescoping Luke Skywalker in that early bird package. You could also find Luke Skywalker with the DT on a card as well, a very early card, and but he was more prevalent, obviously, in the early bird release. So same thing with the R2 as well. So we'll take a closer look at him. You can see how very dark the paint is, the blue on the dome, and he has a very dark blue stripe down the legs as well. And it just so happens, I don't know if it's a flat paint that is on his legs as well. I noticed on my lighter blue dome, the leg paint was a little bit glossier. But as they were phasing out the dark dome R2D2 for the lighter blue dome, I know that the legs were swapped, and you can find both variations of, the light blue and the dark blue with variations of the legs as well. You could find like a later dark blue dome with light blue stripes on the legs, like on a card, or card back, sorry. And you could find a light blue dome with some dark blue stripes on the legs as well, and that was due to leftover overstock. All right, here is the later carded light blue. Let's see if we can see the difference here. This is the dark, obviously, and this is the later light blue. The leg paint on these two particular ones look actually quite similar. This is darker on this one for sure, but they are similar. Now there's lots of different sticker variations for these R2s, and I don't know them all. Oops, sorry. So this would have been the carded R2 for the 12 back, and this would have been the early bird. And then next we have the Taiwan variant. The one I have is not bad, but I am looking for a nicer one. What's cool about the Taiwan is the dome paint is a teal green. See, if you compare it with the light blue dome, you can see it has a green tinge to it. It's been hard to find a Taiwan that was in good shape, and when you do find them in good shape, they seem to be quite expensive. But this one's not bad. I'm happy with it for now. Now on these on the light dome, there's also another variant, or maybe it's the medium blue. I think there's actually a medium, according to Robert Johnson, that has a dimple in the center of the dome. It's got a dimple in it, but apparently that's quite rare, and I have not come across one as of yet, but I'll be keeping my eyes out for a dimpled version. And then next we have my Lilly Letty. This is one that I just received from Mexico, and you can see, oh, might have to tip this up. You can see the screw has the common, it's the common screw, not the Phillips screw. It's very, very difficult to find Lilly Letty R2s in good shape, so I'm quite happy I was able to find this one. He's a little worse to wear, but it's not bad. And I noticed that the dome color is a little bit different as well. It's a light blue, but it has a little bit of something in it. It's not the same light blue as the Hong Kong. It's a little bit different. Now, I've done like I said, I read through Robert Johnson's book and through different forums, and everybody is in agreement that the solid dome R2D2, that there is not a no COO variant of the solid dome. You have the Hong Kong, the Taiwan, and variations of the Hong Kong, and but I was able to find a R2D2 with no country of origin. Actually, I found two, and I'll post a pic of the first one I found on eBay. The seller is asking an exorbitant price. He's asking like, I don't know, $2,400 for it or something, and it is actually graded from AFA, and AFA is usually a stickler. So, you know, I know you can swap out domes on R2D2s, but you would think AFA, maybe they found or know something that the majority of people don't know, and they graded it. Maybe there's something with the sticker on the body that's different than the other ones, that they can match up the dome color with the sticker color to see if they came together. If I had to guess, if there really was a solid dome, to me, with no country of origin, to me it would either have to be some form of Lilly Letty, or possibly a POC or PVP, using overstock domes on sensor scope bodies. You know, I'm not sure, but I have, like I said, I did find two, both of them graded by AFA, Action Figure Authority. And like I said, the one is listed on eBay currently for like $2,400 or $2,500. I'm not sure. And then while I was looking for different R2s, I saw a new listing pop up for a no country of origin R2D2, and it was a buy it now price of like $145 or something like that. So, you know, even if it is incorrect and somebody got it through AFA, you know, I was willing to take the chance on it at that price, so I purchased it, and it is this R2D2 right here. So you can see he is a solid dome, and it says on the label 1977 Kenner Star Wars loose action figure, no country of origin, R2D2. This figure received a 75 excellent plus near mint. And I did run this archive number before I purchased it, and it is listed on AFA's website along with the other one that's on eBay currently. I did run that archival number as well, and it is listed. Now, I know on the R2, the main differences on the sticker is this box right here. There's different shading for this box. And on the Lilly Letty, the first early version of the Lilly Letty, these blue boxes right here, these little dashes, are not colored in. And on the second release of the Lilly Letty, they are filled in, like on my Lilly Letty here. You can see they're filled in. Well, it's kind of torn right there, but you can see that they're colored blue. Now, another thing, let me rotate the camera a little bit, that I noticed about this no country of origin R2 was the dome color was different. It doesn't match the dark, let's see, it doesn't match the dark blue, the light blue. It doesn't match the greenish of the Taiwan. It most resembles the dome of the Lilly Letty. Now, let me tilt this up and see if we can get a good view of the dome paint. See, it is kind of a light blue, but it is a lot different than this light blue. You see that? There is a distinct difference, and I wasn't able to find that color of blue. So it's an unusual dome color for sure. But okay, right there you can kind of see it pretty good. And now my Lilly Letty is faded a little bit, but it does resemble the Lilly Letty dome to me. So, you know, it's quite possible that it could have been made at the Lilly Letty factory. Then again, you know, it was more than likely, well, if I go by the dome color, somebody would have taken the dome off of a Lilly Letty and then changed the screw to a Phillips screw, because this is Phillips, not a common screw, and then put it on a sensor scope, no country of origin body. But you know, that doesn't make sense to take a Lilly Letty dome, because Lilly Lettys are so rare and hard to find, and put it on a sensor scope. It just doesn't make sense. And then to get it through AFA grading, I don't know, either I have a very good con figure here that was passed through one of the most stringent AFA grading companies, or I have one of the rarest figures around. You know, I'm not sure, but for $145 I was willing to take that chance, and I'm happy to have him in my collection, if nothing else for the oddity of what he is. So I haven't had time to research the decal on him, but I will do some more research on his legs and the decal and the screw. What, you know, because some of the Phillips screws have washers, some of them don't. They have different sizes. But most intriguing is that dome color, because it is different than the other domes. So it's very intriguing figure. So I'll set that off to the side here. And then next, you guys saw this in my last video, 135 figures. This is my, I think this was 1978, my wind-up R2. Made in Japan. Now unfortunately, mine is missing the sticker that goes on the front here. It has the two blue bars, but this one does work. So I'm happy about that. I had him walking on my other video. So that's the Japanese wind-up R2. And then I believe next Droid Factory came out and gave us the wonderful three-legged R2D2. It is so hard to find these figures in good shape, loose. I do have the Droid Factory in a sealed box, but I didn't want to open it to take the R2 out. So, I mean, most of them aren't very nice, but this one's pretty good. I like it. This sticker's a little, it's on there a little wonky. You can see there's a lot of dome showing on the top there, but it's not bad. I've seen them a lot worse. Happy to have a three-legged R2 in the collection. All right, and then we move to the sensor scope R2D2. I don't think I ever received a sensor scope R2 as a present when I was a kid. I know I didn't purchase one. I did have the solid dome. And another one I bought, but I must have been a teenager when Return of the Jedi came out, and I did buy a pop-up lightsaber R2, but I don't think I told anybody about it. I think it was 15 when Return of the Jedi came out. And that would have been a figure like this one. This is my R2D2 pop-up lightsaber, and this lightsaber is authentic. It is original. He's in pretty decent shape. I do have another one of these pop-up lightsaber R2D2s, but the sticker is actually removed. It's been scraped off. But I got them in a large lot of figures, and it was a nice surprise to find a pop-up lightsaber R2 in a mixed lot. All right, and then I guess a fairly recent purchase of mine was the Glasslight R2D2 with the pop-up lightsaber. Unfortunately, he did not have the pop-up lightsaber that goes with him. And I probably, if I ever get a lightsaber for him, it'll probably be $300–400 just for the lightsaber. But this figure's in nice shape, and I really wanted one as at least as a placeholder in my collection. Basically the same R2D2 as the Hong Kong pop-up, except the dome is not chrome, it is painted. And of course it's painted with a red eye, like the Droids cartoon R2D2 with the pop-up saber. Now I believe that this particular R2, that its lightsaber was that really bright lime green, almost a translucent. So I believe it's like if I were to find another lightsaber like this one, that it wouldn't match up with this figure at all because it's a different color altogether, unfortunately. So it is going to be pricey to ever get a lightsaber for him. But I'm not too worried about it right now. I'm happy with him. And then last but not least was the Droids cartoon R2. I love this figure. I think it just looks really cool. And it, unlike the other Glasslight that has a silver painted dome, this is a gray dome. And no, I do not have a lightsaber for him as well. That's going to be another $300 or $400 bill, I'm sure, to ever pick up a saber for him. But it's nice to have the complete run of R2D2. So that's what I have for my original R2D2s. But I have a couple more that I'd like to share with you guys today. Right after the Droids cartoon, in 1986, Comic Spain came out with a line of vinyl action figures. And we got this R2D2. Now, I first got interested in the Comic Spain line after watching Mr. Domo's video on the Comic Spain R2 and C3PO. And what really intrigued me about the Comic Spain R2 was the possibility that there was a lot of variants of him. And sure enough, when I decided to, pull the trigger on a Comic Spain R2 to add to my collection, I was able to find a variant quite quickly, and I thought that was really cool. But let's take a look at this one first. This is the most common. You can see he's got nice silver paint accents, red and yellow on the top of the dome there. And if we spin them around, you can see Comic Spain right here. And then 1986 with the copyright right there. And you can see nice green accents as well on his dome. So this is the standard paint scheme of the Comic Spain. But then shortly after, I saw another one that popped up for sale, and it was this figure. Now you can see right away that his orange sensor did not get painted on top of the dome. And if you look closer, you'll see in the middle of the R2 unit, I don't know if these are considered like vents. He did not get the blue bar painted across to divide them into two different vents. And I believe Mr. Domo actually talked about that variant in his video. So I was very excited to find that, and I picked them up relatively cheap. And if you turn them around, you can see that he is the same on the back. But I thought it was really cool that he was in fact missing the yellow eye on top and the blue crossbar as well. And then a little while later, Disney Star Tours came out with their copy. Whoops, let me shift this over a little bit. Actually, I'll set this one down. They came out with theirs, and it was actually a little bit smaller figure. You can see it's shorter than this Comic Spain. This was made by Disney, and they lost the yellow paint on the front, and they lost the yellow paint on the back, and the green paint as well is not on the Disney. And it does not have the markings on the back of the legs. It actually has the markings on the bottom. And when I found this figure, you can see it has made in China with the number 3 below the made in China. Well, while I was looking for that figure, I found another one that the copyright is actually flipped around, and it has a number 4. So I'm assuming this was a later production of that figure. And other than the copyright, I did not see any real differences in the R2 unit other than the number 4 and the copyright being flipped around. So I thought that was kind of a cool variant, but that's a, that's kind of a nitpicky variant, I guess, on the COO. And I wasn't sure how many of these I was going to purchase. It's bad enough that I've done it on my Luke Skywalker collection. So yeah, this is my run of R2D2s. Well, I guess we should have an honorable mention here. This is the R2D2 Eraser. And this one's nice and white, because I had him actually sealed in a card back with some of the other erasers, and I had them in a Rubbermaid tote, and it tipped over, and when I opened the lid on the tote, the yellowed bubble that was protecting that R2 eraser had broken off of the card, and I was pretty disappointed. But I guess I have a nice white eraser, which is a rarity, and that's my R2 eraser. And then also we have my mystery figure that we were trying to figure out where it came from. I had a lot of help. A lot of people commented. I appreciate that very much. I'm not 100% yet as to where this R2 came. I think the best comment was suggested that it was probably a Disney Euro or a Disney Japan figure. It's more than possible that it is a bootleg as well, and I'm not sure if I'll ever discover its true origin or not, but I'm very happy to display him with my R2 collection. Alright guys, that's all I have today. We'll catch you on the next video, and thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It really helps with the channel. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.